I'm going to preview the 4 seed Baylor versus a 5 seed Dayton wins volleyball game, which will literally play a December 6th, aka tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this, at 7 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. There will be live stats as well. And Baylor's coming off a 3-0 win against Wofford, 25-11, 25-11, 25-18. They even played their backups in the third set, which is okay by me as long as you don't have to go to 4. And that's a good thing they didn't. So Baylor's 23-7 on the year, 14-4 in the Big 12, while Dayton is coming off of a win themselves. Obviously, why? When they not advance to the NCAA tournament here, they are. It was against South Carolina. I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. It was 25-20, 25-15. They lost the third set 26-24, but they won the fourth set easily 25-10. So Dayton is 30-2 on the season and 18-0 in conference. They did not win their conference tournament, by the way, against Loyola Chicago. And to prove out, and it was a 3-0 loss. I mean, 25-17, 25-23, 25-19. And if Dayton would have won that game, they might have been hosting. That's how close it was, potentially. And Loyola Chicago, they beat BYU in the first round, 3-0. So, two teams from the A10, I believe that's their conference, but I'm going to double check that right now. Yeah, it's the A10 conference. Yep, that's kind of what I thought. But their losses, Marquette, 3-1. That's an NCAA tournament team. And obviously they lost to Loyola Chicago. They won everything else. And you could tell in the wins who they played in. I will say, when you look at the strength of schedule, no offense, not as tough as Baylor. Conference-wise, it's tougher. But they're still a solid volleyball team. And Dayton is a step up from Wofford. Let's just be honest. So what are some players to keep an eye on for Dayton? And I'll put the stats in the description below, as well as the roster, so y'all can keep track with me. And you can look at it like, oh, this player are players to keep an eye on. So, number 1, Brooks Smith, and I do not know the injury stats for Dayton going into tomorrow. The good news is for Baylor, they didn't have to play as long as Dayton, and that's a good thing. And they're in their own beds. Brooks Smith, number 1, a 6'2" outside hitter that is a senior, 241 kills on 565 attempts with 83 attacking errors, 7 assists, 1 receiving error, 55 digs, 67 blocks, 9 of those solo, 5 blocking errors. There's Gabby Awario, number 2, a 5'9" libero / outside hitter that is a sophomore. 1 kill on 3 attempts with 1 attacking error, 39 assists, 29 service aces, 36 service errors, 21 receiving errors, 229 digs. That's it. Then the leader in kills by far, and it's more than doubled when you look at it, is Lexi Almo Dovar, ALMODOVAR. I apologize if I butchered that. A 5'8" outside hitter that is a senior. 518 kills on 1,190 attempts with 149 attacking errors. 16 assists, 37 service aces, 35 service errors, 16 receiving errors, 271 digs, 60 blocks, 10 of those are solo, 6 blocking errors, 1 ball handling error. I'm going to go over like Alyssa Miller, number 8. A 5'10" setter that is a senior. 77 kills on 214 attempts with 24 attacking errors, 1,136 assists, 31 service aces, 36 service errors, 1 receiving error, 269 digs, 58 blocks, 2 of those solo, 7 blocking errors. There's Emily Young, actually, number 9. I apologize for that. A 5'7" libero / defensive specialist that is a junior. 77 kills on, actually, no. Yeah, 2 kills on 4 attempts. 14 assists, 28 service aces, 20 service errors, 32 receiving errors, which is second most on the team, 123 digs. That's it. This is Taylor Russell, number 10. 6'2" outside hitter as a redshirt junior. It's 134 kills on 376 attempts, 376, with 53 attacking errors, 24 service aces, 18 service errors, 5 receiving errors, 54 digs, 36 blocks, 7 to solo, 3 blocking errors. There's Liana Sarkisian, Sarkiian, number 12. A 6'4" middle blocker / opposite, that is a junior. .250 kills, which is second most on the team, on 513 attempts with 56 attacking errors, 1 assist, 20 service aces, 26 service errors, 1 receiving error, 55 digs, 111 blocks, and 4 of those being solo, 6 blocking errors. Then there's Elena Yates, number 17, Alayna. Apologize if I butchered that. A 6'6" middle blocker that is a redshirt senior. 156 kills on 328 attempts with 35 attacking errors, 1 assist, 2 receiving errors, 13 digs, 87 blocks, 9 of those solos, 8 blocking errors. And the last player, I'm going to mention only 2 more players here, and one of them is like 54 sets, I know, but you never know if she's going to really play. It's Carissa Kaminsky, number 21, a 5'8" libero / defensive specialist as a junior. 3 kills on 12 attempts, 146 assists, 28 service aces, 33 service errors, 37 receiving errors, 443 digs, which is the most on the team, and that's it. And the last player I'm going to mention is Alia Williams, number 22. A 6'1" middle blocker that is a grad senior. 75 kills on 177 attempts with 27 attacking errors, 2 assists, 3 service errors, 34 digs, 43 blocks, 1 no solo, and 8 blocking errors. Obviously, whatever you did right in the game, you got to bring into this next game. And whatever you did wrong last game, you got to correct for this game. Because this is a win and you're going to Sweet 16 and lose and you're done. It's a type of situation. The last thing you want to do is lose at home. I know. And I expect Dayton to be fired up for this game. They have no pressure on them. I mean, they're not the home team. And all this. And you got to make adjustments on the fly. Not just from set to set, but during those sets. And if you're down in those sets, be resilient and fight back. That's what you did tonight against Wofford at times. I mean, that's just telling the truth. And, of course, you want to limit the scoring runs as much as possible for Dayton. And, of course, you need to get some scoring runs yourselves. And there might be some questionable calls, but you got to move on to the next play and make plays to win. And you got to out-dig them, out-kill them, out-block them. I mean, that's just telling the truth. And we got to win those jousting situations. And you don't want to have, like, net violation, attacking errors, and service errors, or rotation errors, as well as footballs. But if the other team does that, it's on them. Of course, you want to serve tough and get them out of system. And I know they're going to try to do the same thing to you. Try to get them out of system as much as possible. I mean, force overpasses and free balls. And if you do that, you got to take advantage of those. And obviously, if you do those to them, you've got to play solid defense. And I don't want to just be conservative on the serves either. You got to make it tough. And sure, service errors might come, but... And hopefully we could bring whatever we did in terms of serving from this game against Wofford into this one. That would be really helpful. Of course, if the other team does service errors, it's on them. Ultimately, you don't want to have like net violations either in all this. And you can't be intimidated by the other team. And try to take away the Dayton crowd that they have. And try to use the crowd to your advantage. Like your home crowd to your advantage. And getting you fired up. So, and you got to win those long rallies. It does make a difference at times. I mean, and Baylor is undefeated whenever they take the first set, by the way. I did not mention that last match against Wofford, and that was my bad, but I know Baylor can win without the first set. They have done that a few times, but you do not want to be in that, put yourself in that predicament. And obviously, you got to attack the weaknesses for Dayton in terms of defense. I mean, weaknesses, and take away their strengths and shut down the best players as much as possible, and try to not be so predictable offensively. You know, because having variety on offense definitely helps. And I know that the other team wants to try to do that as well, but if nothing else, try to get some cues on, well, they're going to go here, they're going to go there, and shut that down. And get blocks in. You don't want to pass the ball so low that they could block the shot and block your kills, and of course you could go on a full spike or just tap it over, but you got to read the defense and have good angles and all that. So, and let's do this for the seniors. Because seriously, this is their last run here. And I know Dayton's going to try to use that same motivation. And remember, for those players last year that were on the roster, do you really want to end up in the round of 32 again? Like end your season around 32 again? I don't think they want to. Especially those seniors. I mean, you got to have the urgency in all this. And if you're up 1-9, try to make 2 sets of 9. And if nothing else, sweep. If you can't sweep them, try to finish them in 4. That way you don't go to a 5th. But if you're down 2 sets to 1, you definitely need to get that 4th set to get to the 5th set and have a good start in every single set here. I mean, you got to start fast and finish strong, as well as the in-between. So, that's all I got to say about this game. Let's go out, give our best shot. This is a really good test for us. This is a step up from Wofford. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later. On the road to 7 subscribers, of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So my money, of course, like video. Comment video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button. It's free to notification bell as well. And let's go out and try to also prove some people wrong, like in the media that have picked against Baylor in this match to not go to the Sweet 16 again. Let's try to prove them wrong. And I know you got to be motivated by that. And of course, I know they probably don't pay attention to that, but you got to stay focused every single point and make every point count. That's all I got to say.